I am not a jeweler. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Hello Luxury. Today, I want to talk about a particular brand, and that particular brand is run by Matthew M. Williams. And no, it's not Givenchy, although he is also the creative director for Givenchy. I am talking about 1017 ALYX 9SM, oftentimes shortened to ALYX. And what is this brand most famous for, would you say? Because I would say they're most famous for the roller coaster buckle. You know, the two that just like snap in together like that. They put it on everything. It's probably the coolest aspect of their kind of design ethos, I would say. And today we have got a choker necklace, a metal, like Cuban link roller coaster buckle choker necklace. That was a lot of words all in one. And I'm really excited because we're gonna check it out. We're gonna take a close look at the details. I'll show you how to legit check it. We'll see what it looks like on, and I'm also gonna show you how to change out, like remove or add or just change anything with the links, because I had to do a little bit of that myself. So I'll give you a how-to guide on how to change out links. So let's dive in. Yo. Before we get too much further, subscribe to the channel. I make tons of luxury and streetwear content. And also, if you're looking for deals on luxury and streetwear, check the description. I've got some of the best sites with all authentic stuff. Check it out. All right, let's start off by taking a look at this box here. It is like a matte black or like a really dark slate gray, I guess I would say, and debossed in there. So these letters and numbers go inwards. 1017 ALYX 9SM. So the numbers on the edges are like really smushed together, each number, and then ALYX, there's a lot more space between each letter there. That's nice and centered in the box. This is like two separate pieces, so the lid drops onto the bottom. It's got some like folded edges around there. Nothing too crazy until we get to this sticker. And up in the top left there, we've got a model number. You can look that up, make sure that your model comes up. We've got the color, silver, the model name, Hero 4X chain necklace, and in the bottom right, the size and season. And we'll definitely talk about the sizing in a little bit here. The bottom of the box is blank. I've got a retailer sticker here because this one came from Essence. It's got all that same information. If you do have a retailer sticker, just make sure that that info matches with the piece as well. All right, let's open this thing up. All right, we've got a couple things here. Let's take a look at these tags. So this right here, it's like a textured white. Let me see if I can, yeah, you see that little kind of cross-hatching pattern there? And then embossed, so these letters and numbers pop out rather than go in. We've got that same logo there. The back has that same sticker that was on the box. And inside of this, there's a little piece of cardstock with all the company info and like trademark information. And the back of that is blank. And then we've got another much bigger piece of cardstock. You can see the two next to each other here. And this one, it's just like paper, no texture to it. And again, embossed that logo. And on the other side, we've got a bunch of text here. So this piece has been crafted using quality materials and a careful, thoughtful process, yada, yada, yada. It's a luxury product. Oh, and this is just how to keep it nice and clean. Wear, storage, and care. All good info to have. And then a couple chains down at the bottom there. And you can see the deboss effect in the back of that logo from the other side there. And under these tags was this bag. And I have to say, I'm not crazy about this, and I'll tell you why. So this is kind of just like a paper bag. It feels like the kind of bag you get with like when you pick up your prescription or something, and then they just put like a velvet feel material on the outside of it. It feels really cheap, and I really hate, it's just like folded over like a paper bag. There's no way to cinch it shut. I like when jewelry comes with a little drawstring bag. You can keep it nice and safe and closed, but this is just, it's always going to be open. It could, the stuff could fall out of it. I just don't find it super practical. I will say though, it does have the logo in there in gray, if that's something you care about. And of course, inside the bag is the necklace, right? So now we get to dive in and take a look at this. Of course, we got to start with the roller coaster buckle, right? So as you can see, it's like a matte silver. The little kind of tabs to pull the other side out are kind of matte gold, I guess. And in white, printed onto that side of the buckle, 1017 ALYX 9SM with dashes in between, then 21-8101 at the bottom. You've got some like symbols on either side here and 2 screws right here for these guys, the tabs on the sides. The back of that one is blank, whereas the front of the other side that goes in is blank, but the back of it has where it was made. In this case, we see it was made in Austria. You can see that these are attached, which looks like is molded right onto this first piece of chain here. And this is like Cuban for quite a bit of the way here, shorter on this side, longer on this side, before it turns to these much bigger and more open guys down here. And at first when I got this, I thought that these were actually plastic because they're very light and very thin, but they are real metal, but just they're hollow. So they're very thin and kind of, I don't know, a little cheap feeling, but they look good, you know? So when you do want to put this together, you just kind of put it around your neck, and then, this is really hard to do with one hand while it's on the ground, I will say that much. Right in there. Listen to that snap. That's super satisfying. I bet the fake ones do not work this well. It fits in really perfectly. If you want to take it off, you just pull those, and that comes right out. Super fun to do. I could do that shit all day long. But let me tell you something. You may note that this does not lie flat right now. And now why is that? Because it did not come that way, let me tell you. Well, it is because I already removed one of the links because it was too big for me when I got it. I don't know if I have a really small neck or if these things are too oversized, but it was too big. It did not fit like a choker should. So I took one out, but then I put it back together wrong. I put it back together backwards. I thought it would just kind of work out in the end, but no, I'm going to need to get back in there and set it right. And while I do that, I can show you how to remove a link if you need to make yours smaller too, or even add something new in, or make any repairs, whatever it may be. So let's do that. Now before we dive into this, let me give you a quick disclaimer. I am not a jeweler. There may be better ways to do this. This may be more damaging than other ways, but this is the best I got, and I think it'll work just fine for you if you're in a pinch and need to make some kind of change. So, in my case, the way I did it, here's what I need. I need something to open it up, something very kind of skinny like that can get between the gaps, and then something to close it up, in which case it's this guy to clamp it down. So let's get started. I'm gonna find the link that I already opened up, because that one, I don't wanna have to mess up any more than I have to, because it is always going to be slightly different when you put it back together. It's never gonna be completely the same as it was when it was made. And I can see that it is this one. Do you see the little gap right there? Do you see the little gap right there? It's already a bit bigger than the other ones. Let me show you some of the other ones. There you go. That's what the rest of them look like, really close together. So this one, it's already opened up a little bit, so I think we can get in there really good. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our flathead screwdriver here, and we're going to kind of put it into the gap in there, and we're going to kind of give it a little bit of angle like that, and that'll make that gap bigger, big enough to get it out from the next one here. So let's do it. All right, there we go, we got them. So I have no idea how good that looked, but we are completely separated now, which is exactly what we wanted. So at this point, you could take this link off if you wanted to make it shorter. That's what I did previously with this one, but let's pretend you already did that. In my case, I'm just gonna turn it around so things are facing the right way. All right, so now I've got these laid out straight. There's the back, and there's the back of that side, and we followed along, and it's all straight. That was the mistake I made before, so make sure you keep it straight. So now we got to get this guy right around this guy, and we should be good to close it up. Once we've got it on, which now we do, these are kind of hooked onto each other, lay it out again, make sure it's all straight and still facing the right way, which mine is, and now we're on to our final step. So we're going to use the pliers here to just grab the guy that we opened up and close him shut. This is probably the part most likely to damage your necklace, so I would suggest getting just like a t-shirt, any sort of piece of fabric to put around that so that the kind of teeth of the plier don't make any permanent marks on that link. Here's just like a dust bag here. I guess I'll go with that for ours. Remember, all we're gonna do here is take the pliers, get them around this one, and close it shut. Okay, so this probably isn't gonna look like amazing on camera because I've got to put this around it, but I'm gonna put this guy around here. I have no idea if I can do this with one hand, and then I'll do this, and I will close it up. And again, I'm doing this to prevent damage to the link itself from the teeth of this guy, because it's kind of got a little bit of a, I don't know, grip pattern in there, which could leave marks. All right, I'm locked in. I'm gonna start squeezing now. I'm shutting it, closing it. And you just need a little bit of a pressure, because again, these are hollow. They close up real good, so that probably did it right there. And it absolutely did. My guy is nice and straight, and we are all done. Damn, easy peasy, right? All right, I think that's everything you need to know about this. So finally, let's put this on and we'll see how it feels. So full disclosure here, I just gotta tell you right off the bat, the reason I bought this necklace is because I saw it in the new Matrix movie. They were in the Matrix, it was one of the new characters, he was wearing it, and I was like, that's sick, and I went and bought it. So there you go, confession time over. First off, I wanna talk about the fit here, because this is tagged as a size medium, and like, I don't know, I don't think my neck is like super small or anything, but this thing did not fit right when I got it, and that's why I had to take that link out. Like, it was hanging way, way down, more like a normal necklace. It did not look like a choker, and it just didn't work for the look of the piece, so I had to take that link out. So when you're thinking about sizing, just keep that in mind. Obviously, it's definitely easier to take a link out than to somehow lengthen it if you don't have extra links, which they don't include with it. So you may be better off going bigger than smaller, but just know that if it's too big, you'll probably want to take some links out like I showed you earlier. As for the feel, I think it's really fantastic. At first, I was a bit skeptical about the hollow metal links that you see, the bigger ones there, because they just feel cheap and stuff. But once you put it on, you realize it really, really helps with the weight of it, because the ones around the back of the neck, they're much lighter, they're much thinner, so it actually has a much lighter feel than if it was all completely like solid Cuban links, you know? I also really love the feel of that roller coaster buckle, just putting it in and out. It feels really solid. You tug on it, you pull on it. That thing is never coming out unless you pull on those side tabs, or push on the side tabs rather. So I don't know, if it ever gets caught on something or anything, you're probably not gonna break this necklace. It feels very solid. And finally, the look of it, I think, is fantastic. It's big, it's bold, it's chunky, you know what I mean? And I just really, really like the asymmetry of it as well. The fact that the solid links are longer on one side than the other, you're always gonna have this slight asymmetry that just gives it a bit of extra interest that pushes it over the top for me. ALYX sometimes has some really good hits, they sometimes have some misses. Matthew Williams, I've kind of got a love-hate relationship with him, but their jewelry has always been fantastic, and the roller coaster buckle has always been a fantastic innovation that they've introduced into the kind of like luxury streetwear landscape. So this is a huge, huge win in my book. I think this is a great piece of jewelry, and I'm gonna have to stop myself from wearing it with every look. That's how much I'm liking it. So that is the ALYX roller coaster buckle choker. Take a look at the other video on screen here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll see you next time.